It's the early way, yeah. It's the early way, yeah, yeah. It's the early way, yeah. It's the early way, yeah, yeah. It's the early way, it's the early way, yeah, 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 yeah. It's the early.
What's up, y'all? I'm Early. I thank y'all for hitting these YouTube streets and coming on down to the early way. I'm coming at y'all with another video. This is a review or a recap of Joseline Cabaret, and they over there in Texas this season. This is episode 1, titled Big and Bad in Texas. And y'all, let's get into the episode. So, Joseline has the returning ladies, Raven, Diamond, Wet, Dani, and Andrea. They all coming back. Wet, she was on season 3, came back for season 4. Now she here on season 5, as well as Diamond and Raven. They both was on season 3, came for season 4. Now they're here on season 5. And then we got Dani and Andrea, who was just on season 4 last season, and now they back for season 5. So Wet say she the GOAT. She the greatest of all time. She the fan favorite, and she here to do a job. She gonna do her job, and then she gonna carry her ass home. I said, okay then, Wet. Looking at it as a job. I'm just here to work. I ain't here to make friends. I'm just here to do my job, and I'm going home to my kids. Then we got Diamond, Black Diamond. Ain't shit black on her. She look like a clear white lady. Diamond say the party don't start until she, walk in. She just had a baby, so she ready to turn up. But she says she's more mature than she was on previous seasons. And she most known for her big ass titties. And then we got Raven. Y'all know Raven last season got choke slammed by Joseline and ain't get her lick back. Raven said the last season she hit the concrete real hard. Well, at least she know that's what happened. She said she was shocked when Joseline called her to be on this season, but she's back for a good time, not a long time. And then we got Dani. Dani says she's excited to crush the competition. She say you could be whatever you want to be, but you just can't work harder than her. I said, I guess. And she say when in doubt, she gonna pop her puss. When in doubt, she gonna pop her. That's what Dani say. And then we have Andrea. Andrea say, she hopes the ladies stay in their lane, and she's not trying to be a villain this season. She's coming in different. So them the returning ladies that Joseline got coming back to the show. And then we're going to get into the new girls that Joseline has. First we have Showgirl Neat. And I thought Showgirl Neat was, she was pretty. She from Baltimore City. She says she's an all-around dancer. And she's what Joseline is looking for. I said, okay. And then we got Envy Erica. She's cute too. I said, okay then. The baddies on this season. She said she's from LA. And she say, she's the wild card. She like to drink, she like to dance, and she's just a bad bitch. Then we got Let's Go. I thought Let's Go was bad as fuck. She say she the realest bitch out there. She from Memphis. She Memphis made, Houston paid, and she damn sure ain't Molly the maid. I said, okay then. She said she gonna light up the room and you gonna feel her energy because she big pressure. I said, yes. And then we have Queen Envy with that I, not a Y, and she from the south side of Chicago. And she the number 1 BBL in her city, so why not Joseline have the number 1 BBL on her show? I said, show up and show out then, Queen. And then we have Kay, which is, I said, this hard face ass. What's wrong with Kay? Do Kay got surgery or her cheekbones just naturally high like that? I don't know. Something look done on Kay. Kay said she from Miami. She don't like to fight. She's a classy woman. She don't do all that. And I said she don't like to fight because she don't want to mess up the work that she got done in her face. She paid too much money for y'all hoes to fuck up her face. She said she was handpicked by Joseline. So, Joseline picked her by herself. She wasn't, picked by the producers or none of that. She was picked by Joseline Hernandez herself. And then we have Jayla. She from Texas. And she says she the biggest, the prettiest, and the baddest. I said, okay then, Jayla. I like Jayla too. Jayla said she loved dancing. Say she can be messy and she can be an antagonizer, but she's going to confront the bitches head on and ask them what they're going to do about it. So she says she can back up her messiness, and if she starts some shit, she can back that shit up too. I said, okay, I like Jayla. And then we got Isis. Isis is beautiful. She from Michigan, and she most known for dancing, modeling, and being at BITCH. You feel me? She tried out for season 4. She didn't make it, but she's here now on season 5. Show out then. Next, we have Fetish. I thought Fetish was real cute. Fetish from Chicago. She's a wig stylist. She's a CEO. She says she dance. She get that money, and then she invests the money in her businesses. I said, that's a smart one right there. That's a smart one. She here to make her money. Then we have Chinks. And she say they found her in the club. They told her about the opportunity, and she's here. So she wasn't handpicked by Joseline. She was handpicked by somebody else. They seen her there shaking that ass on that pole and say, hey, come on over here to Joseline's Cabaret, Texas. That's what happened with Chinks. Next, we have Dez, the Dominican Barbie. She's from Brooklyn, New York. She's a hustler and a go-getter. And she said bitches gonna hate because it's all eyes on her whenever she walk in the room. I said, okay, so she be in competition with these hoes. So she thinks she the prettiest in every room. And it ain't no problem, I guess. And then we have Ocean. She said she's a big body of water. And I said, next! Next, a big body of water, I guess. Next, we have Monica. She's a BBW, and she says she's Christ-like, not mouse-like, and she's going to attack first. So she already knowing that, you know, this show is about drama. These hoes gonna be fighting, but if it comes to that, she gonna hit first. And she says sometimes they fall, and sometimes they don't. So, you know, those are the returning ladies and the new ladies of the Joseline's Cabaret. Now we're going to get into the episode. So this season, you know, they're over there in Texas. The city they're going to hit in Texas is Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and the last place they're going is to Cancun. So, you know, Joseline comes in. She on her horse. She making the inches, right? She riding that horse. I said, okay then, Joseline, you know. She said she came to Texas because everything is bigger and better, and she's drugs free and she drank free. And this season, she's not tolerating no disrespect. And the reason why she's on that horse is because, you know, after she stopped drinking and doing drugs, she had to find something else to do. So she decided to take up horseback riding. I said, okay then, Jocelyn, you know, keep your head clear. You feel me? So, you know, Joseline, she goes to talk with Ballistic about the cabaret, and she was like, this season, she want everything to be elevated. She said she wanted to be better than what it was before because she's giving out $50,000, a $50,000 grand prize. I say, okay then, bitch, they got the money. They got money this season. She said she bringing back Raven, Diamond, Dani, and Andrea back, and she's bringing Wit back to be the house mom. And all I could think of was, you know, she got this girl back to be Molly the maid, basically. She said, you know, she going to introduce the girls tonight. She's having a masquerade party, and she tells Ballistic that Erica Mena will be hosting the party. And I said, Erica Mena? I guess. And I'm looking at Ballistic. I'm like, damn, Ballistic, Joseline stress you the fuck out because you looking a little too old. What the hell going on? What Joseline got you? Joseline is too much. So we switch over to the next scene. And the next scene, we got the returning ladies. You know, Andrea, Dani, Raven, and Diamond, and Wit. We got them. They jump on a sprinter, and they finna head to the masquerade party, right? And we learned that Andrea and Wet, they got beef because Wet had made a comment about Joseline and whatever Joseline was wearing on Instagram. And Andrea came to Joseline's defense. And, you know, she started with Wet by taking up for Joseline. And Wet basically told her to mind her business and go be a mama to her child instead of being a mama to that voodoo doll. I said, ooh. Well, damn, Wet. That's all it took for you to go in like that? So Wet tells them that she's going to be the house mom, and Andrea was like, shit, ain't shit you could do for me. Shit, I got my own shit, so ain't shit you could bring me or give me. I don't need you. So, they get into it, and Wet tells her that, hey, I never talked about your child. All I spoke of was your parenting. All I said was, shit, you always got that voodoo doll around, and I will never see you with your child. And Andrea was like, shit, I don't see you with your child either. You feel me? Don't nobody be with their child. And Andrea said, my child is good. She is well taken care of. She has a husband and she has a nanny. So shit, fuck what you talking about, Wet. Do you have the same? Wet stands up and she shakes them hard ass titties, London and Paris. For the hard streets of London and Paris are up on Wet's chest. So she's shaking them, right? They ain't moving, but she's shaking them. And Dre said I could do the same thing. She put down her little shirt or whatever and show her little titties. And Wet say, shit, mine was like that until I got implants. I said, Wet is a trip. She said them last titties. Cover them bitches up. So, Andrea get mad and she clocks Wet T and tells her, you can't talk about nobody parenting when I don't see you with your child, and plus you got your titties done before you got yourself into a house. You feel me? Why you been staying in homeless shelter after shelter after shelter, but you want to get your titties done, but you ain't got no place to lay your head for real. Wet say, oh hell no. Oh hell no. She corrects her. She corrects Andrea and let her know that actually I got my Section 8 before I got my titties done. And I'm like, wait. Is that something to brag about? Bitch, you on Section 8 and you worry about your body getting your body done? Y'all, these hoes is a trip. I was like, oh my God. Dani and Wet, they get into it too because it was said that Wet was talking about her too. So basically, Wet, she talked about everybody, really. So, Wet can't keep her mouth closed for shit. They was arguing back and forth, but they decided to put a pin in it and come back to it later. I said, okay then, so we're going to wait till we get to the party to turn up. And that's exactly what they did. So, all the ladies show up at the party. We got the returning ladies at the party. We got the new Joseline Cabaret hoes at the party, and it's a vibe. They drank it, they having a good time. Erica Mena, she goes around mingling with the ladies. She peeping the scene. She asking them what they bringing to the table, what brings them to the cabaret. She telling them to fight for their spot, show out, and make the best of, this situation. So when it comes time for her to introduce Joseline, she get on the microphone and she started talking. And while she talking, Joseline just comes out. She ain't wait for her introduction or nothing. Joseline just popped out and showed us. I said, Joseline, you could have waited. You really could have. But Joseline came out and she looking around, at all the ladies, and she pleased with how they look. She tells them that, hey, it's a 50K grand prize that one of y'all gonna get, and she willing to see what they gonna bring to the table. So we get then we get back to the situation with Andrea and Wet. You feel me? And Joseline want to know what had happened because Raven, old mighty mouth ass, she tells Joseline that, hey, they was beefing on a sprinter before we came over here, so I guess it's beef between them. And Joseline want to know what's up, right? Wet starts explaining the situation, and while she talking, Andrea comes from the side and hit Wet. So they get to fight. They get to fight like two little cats fighting. Security comes in and, breaks up the situation. And while the security breaking it up, Dani, she comes from behind the Wet and snatches off Wet wig. I mean, she's pulling and tugging at Wet wig. Wet had that shit glued down, and she's pulling it with all her might. I was like, damn. If y'all seen the amount of time that she was pulling the wig, the security could have broke that fight up. They could have pulled her off that. But after that, security broke it up. Dani and Wet go with it. Dani mopped Wet up real quick. Security broke it up. Wet goes to attack Andrea, and they go at it again, little cat fights. That's all it was, little cat fights. They fighting. Security breaks it up. Wet over there with Diamond and Raven talking about, hey, do your dance. And while she doing that, Andrea goes and attack Wet. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all, this episode was good. It was okay. It was a good introduction to Joseline's Cabaret. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen next. You feel me? And that's all I came down here to say. I thank y'all for tuning in to The Early Way. And if you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to catch y'all next time. Peace.